I'm in the corporate headquarters building here, and I'd like to tell you a little bit today about what we do here in Fergus Falls. This building was technically the first building among productive alternatives assets, built way back in the 70s, and we were the first building in this place, an industrial park. Part of the reason we built here is that initial services rendered included residents up at the state hospital, which is just a short distance from here. It turned out to be a great arrangement to have these folks that were confined to smaller quarters out working, and eventually that turned into what was called supported employment. Let me take you around the campus here in Fergus Falls. This building is our corporate headquarters. We're surrounded by a number of satellite facilities, including what we call our mental health unit. Technically, it's called our crisis stabilization unit, and it's a 4-bed mental health crisis facility. Another program adjacent to that is called Willows. It's a non-vocational program, and our more severely disabled friends receive day services there. On the other side of that parking lot is something we call adult day alternatives. This allows people with disabilities and even elderly people, non-disabled people, to have some structured activities during the day that may not include any work. On the north side of this building is our transportation garage, and a lot of what we call protected transport operates out of there, as well as storing company vehicles. Protected transport is a special transportation service that provides trained personnel in retrofitted squad cars to transport individuals to another location other than Fergus Falls. Not far from there is our transit services, and that's called transit alternatives. We've got a lot of activity going on in these buildings, but let me return to our main building here. As I mentioned earlier, this is our first building that was built among productive alternatives, and in fact it was before productive alternatives existed. It was called Lake Region Rehabilitation Industries back then. The main component of this building is called production. Production makes things. We are a manufacturer. We have several patents for what we call our prime products, including a rather well-known rain gauge and a number of ice fishing devices. One of the things that have changed dramatically is there's been less emphasis on production and much greater emphasis on community employment. Another section of the building hosts our day training and rehabilitation services. These folks are a little more severely disabled than some of the consumers out of production, but are perfectly capable of community work, and recent efforts have stepped that up to include even more of them in the community. This building also hosts all of our administrative functions. Some of our management, our CEO, our entire accounting department are all hosted here and provide our payroll and accounting services. And we look forward to serving this community as well as other locations around West Central and Central Minnesota for the foreseeable future.